Don't put away the snow shovels quite yet. Those Arctic conditions are on the way back. Forecasters have issued another severe warning across most of Britain, with the first snow expected to begin falling in the early hours of tomorrow morning. With icy conditions on the roads, 2 weeks ago we went to the Yorkshire village of South Anston near Sheffield, where residents were snowed in for 3 days. Jane Dodge has been finding out how they're preparing for the next bout of freezing weather.
No hold-ups today on the A57, a vital trunk road between Worksop and the M1. 2 weeks ago, it was one long car park. A jackknifed lorry blocked the road, cutting off the nearby village of South Anston. Channel 4 News managed to reach it. The 2,500 residents left to their own devices to clear the roads. Some of them were still at it when we returned today. So more snow, we're told, is coming. I mean, how optimistic are you that you won't get stuck again?
If it comes in the same volume, then, I'm quite sure that, we'll have the same outcome. But hopefully, if it doesn't come too, as hard as last time, we may well, get the roads cleared.
Stranded lorry drivers from as far away as Iran in one case spent a night sleeping in the church hall behind me. The village was declared an emergency zone. Even mountain rescue teams were called in. But what people here didn't see for 3 days was either a snowplough or a gritter. In the end, Rotherham Borough Council had to hire in an extra 10 JCBs to clear the roads. That's cost an extra £25,000 at a time when the council's just been told its budget has been cut by 5%. What would you say to reassure the people in South Anston that if there is another bout of severe weather, that they won't be cut off this time?
We will deploy all the resources we have to make sure all the road networks are open and that people can get to work, leisure, etc., the best that we can. That will include South Anston, Dinnington, everywhere within the borough. We do have to prioritise the resources that we have, but that is not a part of the borough that we don't prioritise. We very much recognise we need to keep as much open as we possibly can. Back in South Anston, the Postmistress is stocking up on supplies. Last time round, she organised a convoy of sledges to bring in milk and bread. Nationally, the bad weather's caused a slump in sales. Not here, though.
I think we sold probably a week's stock in maybe 2 days. I've never seen so many people in my shop. I don't know what they bought, actually. It was constant for 2 days, round the shop.
So good for business?
Good for business in one way, but you can only sell so much stuff if supplies aren't getting through, so when it's gone, it's gone.
It wasn't just milk supplies that ran out. The local pub ran dry for the first time in 26 years. They're confident their Christmas order will see them through this time round. In the Methodist Church, final preparations are underway for the Festival of Lights. Postponed once, the organisers are determined it'll go ahead this weekend, come rain or shine.
We're not talking about a few inches here, or as the weathermen say, 100 millimetres or 4 inches. We're talking about up to the top of our legs. And I think that when it becomes like that, we deserve some attention.
People here are hoping they'll be spared the next bout of severe weather, but if they're not, they're resigned to being back on the streets with their shovels. Jane Dodge, Channel 4 News, South Anston.
And there'll be a full weather forecast at the end of this programme. First, though, 7:27, over to Samira for a roundup of tonight's main news.
The government is pressing ahead with a massive overhaul of the way the NHS is run, handing control of the vast majority of its budget to buy patient services and hospital treatment to GPs. But critics say they're worried about the speed and the scale of the changes. The Financial Services Regulator says he wants to publish a report into the failings which led to last year's near collapse of the Royal Bank of Scotland and its rescue by the taxpayer. Two British nationals who were allegedly fighting alongside al-Qaeda forces on the Afghan-Pakistan border have reportedly been killed in a US drone attack. And as many as 50 asylum seekers, mostly from Iraq and Iran, are feared to have died after their boat crashed onto rocks on Christmas Island.